Hello.
What's good?
How's it going?
All right, talk to me, Dream.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to say I'm sorry for the tweet. That was stupid. That was just me being an
I
idiot.
don't
But I
care,
was
dude.
watching your stream and I was like, this fucking.
Okay,
But
I promise you, I don't care. I'm not like I get actually ass blasted regularly from Fox News, conservatives, liberals from time to time. So I'm not. Don't worry about it.
used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I get the only thing that I had a problem with was I was just like, it kind of sucks. Like, I totally get obviously anything fair game thing from the past, right? Especially if they're a year ago, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, whatever. My only thing was like, he's bringing up something that I apologized for, and then like not mentioning the apology or showing the apology sounds like people that are now newly being introduced to this would see it without the context, right? That was the only thing that I had a problem with.
So you're talking about the Reddit apology, right? Where you said, "Oh yeah, I wasn't even talking about that tweet. That tweet was shitty, and I'm sorry for that."
Yeah, I mean there was a couple other things as well. I don't remember exactly now because I was just I was in like a fit of rage, but yeah, no, like yeah, that one as well. Because like obviously like that tweet's like a dumb tweet. When you're bringing it up saying, "Oh, see, that's proof he's like a Trump." I was like, even then, like I didn't even at that point, year and a half ago, I didn't even really have right opinions. That was just me. I saw Twitter was like freaking out, and I was like, "Oh, this is dumb. There's not going to be a World War III, right?" That was my impression, and it was a dumb tweet. But like I explained there, it was a dumb tweet. But
I think that tweet, I've seen that take. It's a lighter take than what I'm usually accustomed to. But that tweet is nothing in comparison, in my opinion, to I just love doing debates and politics. Because I feel like
my tweet about that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't know if you know this, but we did there was a debate show I used to go on all the time, and like but it's like a meme debate show. Now that's not what that tweet was about, but we on that show the topics are always chosen. They're like a random topic where it's like some ridiculous, like should you always have to wear a bucket on your head, or something like ridiculous, right? And we would never be able to do any like real topics because we didn't want to cause strife, because basically we didn't want to be able to put each person would have to argue another side whether they agreed with it or not. Right. So it'd be like, oh, you have to wear a bucket on your head or you don't. And one person gets one side, one person gets the other. So, but we couldn't do real topics because then if somebody was arguing, let's say, in favor of something that is obviously in one side and it's a real topic, then you can't talk about it. But
well, I mean, your tweet said that you like to discuss politics too. Look, there is nothing wrong with like I just want to put this out there, okay? Before we even have a conversation, there's literally nothing wrong with like having takes that other people would consider problematic or whatever in the past.
I agree.
Okay, I just want to point that out there.
I definitely had.
This is something that I talk about regularly. Okay, this is something that I talk about. Is something that I've even criticized about, like with Stan Twitter, Minecraft stands, or Minecraft Twitter in general. Like whenever people are like, oh, they've done this in the past or they've done that in the past, like with Carl Jacobs, for example. I know Carl. I've met him a bunch of times. Like, I think he's a wonderful person. I like him a lot, like a lot. I think he's a very kind individual. This is from my own personal opinion, right? My own personal experience with him. And
yeah, I think Carl's great.
Yeah, and people that were yelling at him saying like he was an Ice Poseidon fan, like getting upset at him, I think that's ridiculous. I think that is not productive to get upset over such a minor infraction. And I understand that a lot of younger Minecraft stands or Minecraft Twitter people have almost like idealistic expectations of their own content creators, and they want to hold them accountable. And in certain instances, it is good. And if you understand that this tweet was shitty, you probably recognize that that's good, right? Like for them to,
for sure,
for them to call you out on
I think
America assassinating an Iranian leader.
Yeah. I think that shitty takes should be called out as shitty takes, regardless.
Yeah. So I recognize that, but like watching some fucking problematic content creator and like people being upset That's like ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's not actually
I don't think.
productive. It's not actually productive as far as like you know, making some sort of progress, right? And I know people are
Yeah,
probably going to say to me that I'm wrong because, like, you know, we as people of color or people in the queer community in like these communities feel scared and worried when we find out about like Carl Jacobs watching Ice Poseidon or some shit like that. Like, to them, I have to say, it's okay. Okay? People watch problematic shit all the time. It's fucking normal. Okay? Chill. It doesn't mean anything about them. Just like someone's
yeah. I mean,
political point of view in the past does
I'll
not
come out.
mean.
I'll volunteer this information. Back in like, I mean, I don't even know when Ice was huge. Like, I watched Ice. I wasn't like a huge fan. I didn't watch him all the time, but I did watch Ice.
Canceled. All
It was
right.
like a
Well,
train
that's all I
wreck.
wanted. All right. Bye. No,
No, it was like it was like literally, it was like watching a train wreck. Like, I mean, I don't remember half the shit that happened, but it was like watching a train wreck happen, and you just can't. It's like when you're driving on the highway and you see a car wreck and you like look over at it, you just can't, like, you can't avoid it when someone's on the top of Twitch, you know, streaming. So I think recognizing and saying, yeah, that shit.
I
Like
wasn't
a
on
lot of the
Twitch at
shit
the
he
time,
did.
so I'd never watched him, but that doesn't make me a better person.
Yeah, but I think recognizing a lot of shit he did was really bad and should never be done. Um, but recognizing that, yeah, you probably, you know, as long as somebody addresses something and grows from it, then that's that's it. It's like in Carl's case, like, yeah, I mean, you should judge somebody for who they are now and not who they were in the past. And
Yeah.
I feel
So
like,
you and I are in agreement on that.
yeah,
Also,
yeah, no, totally.
even on top of that, I think that people are products of their environment and their upbringing. It's all, for the
Oh,
most part, especially political
I
ideology and
100% agree.
your political worldview, is completely completely dependent on what your upbringing looks like. I know I'm repeating myself a little bit here for a lot of the people who are
Oh,
you know, watching, but I think that that is normal, and I think that, like, as long as you're not like a fucking Nazi or some shit, I completely understand. I'm not saying you are. I'm simply stating that, like,
yeah,
from
yeah.
my worldview, from where I'm standing as someone who has been doing political commentary on the internet for a very long time and getting brutalized by Nazis regularly for a very long time, seeing this space, specifically the gaming space, change, that's my threshold for like what I think is crazy and what I think is unacceptable and what I think is bad.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
having said that, like, even if you were a Trump supporter at a certain point, which I think you said that you're not, and that wasn't your Reddit account, or that those tweets were out of context.
When I was like 16 and Trump was first running, I thought Trump was like funny. And that was obviously, I was like an idiot kid growing up, like you mentioned, in Florida in a red area, going to online school, you know, being homeschooled. Like, I was a total product of my environment. I said that.
Oh God, you were
I said that in
homeschooled.
the
You were
basement.
homeschooled in Florida.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I
Okay.
was.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so obviously, and I said that. I said I held way more conservative views. I mean, I didn't have social media. I didn't have Twitter. I had no social media until 2019, I think. So I definitely had way more conservative views than I do now. I'd say, at this point, I'd say I'm probably a liberal, but
Okay.
I
To
don't
be
know. I
fair,
don't know the
Trump
exact
does.
definitions, but
To be fair, I mean, look, I'm fucking more to the left than liberals. I think liberals are conservative, so don't worry. I'm from my worldview, a lot of people are conservative, but and in my community as well, a lot of people consider liberals to be conservative. But that explains a lot, and that was what my assessment was, as well as someone who talks to people and hears commentary on the internet regularly. So
yeah, I mean, I said that in the pastement that I think,
yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah.
finished reading it, but the one that you were reading on stream before.
Also,
I
for
mean,
the
that's, I'm
record,
not afraid.
Trump is fucking hilarious. This is something I admit. I also admit that he is a fat dumper. So, you know, that's not. I don't know why radlibs and liberals get so sensitive about that. Like, he's a piece of shit. He implemented white nativist immigration policies, and he was horrifying as a proto-fascist demagogue. Really made a lot of marginalized communities feel less safe, brutalized immigrants using ICE as a basically Gestapo force, putting them in concentration camps, all that sort of stuff. But on the other hand, he was a sassy bitch who loves drama. So it is true. He was kind of funny. Anyway,
well, I just thought it was funny in the like in 2016. That was before 2016. During the like debates, like the Republican debates, like I thought he was funny then because it was just like, oh, it's like
listen,
somebody on
dude,
stage that doesn't
he said,
belong
I've
there.
never seen a skinny person drink Diet Coke. And this motherfucker had a Diet Coke button on his desk. He's funny. Like that's like, I'm telling you, that is a funny thing. Like we can admit that, you know, people can be funny but also douchebags at the same time, or
People
even
can say
monsters.
funny things while being, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so there's no fear in admitting that, or there should never be a concern in admitting something like that. Don't let people like take that and be like, oh my god, I can't believe Dream admitted Trump is funny, like, you know, canceled or whatever.
I mean, I think Trump has said funny things. Obviously, it's a little less funny when he's the ruler of the United States. But
now, having said that, what do you think about what's his face, Notch? What do you know about Notch?
I don't know much. I saw your stream and I saw some of the things that you said, and that's just about it. I know he's the creator of Minecraft, and we did a collab back in January 2020, I think, where I think he tweeted out about liking the Manhunt series or something and said it was cool, and I was like, oh shit, that's so cool. The creator of Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know that he's not just the creator of Minecraft. He also is, he is a fucking horrible points of view, like absolutely horrible, way beyond just like saying Trump is funny, or way beyond even being a Trump supporter, if you will. Like, just letting you know that.
Yeah, no, the shit that you showed.
So much so that
that's very bad. But
yeah, so much so that like, Microsoft purposely distanced themselves from this person. So they were understandably upset. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if your fans knew that. I don't know if Minecraft fans knew that. Now, that doesn't mean you should fucking cancel Minecraft. Something that is so important for a lot of people who are.
Anything to do with Minecraft right now.
What?
Notch doesn't even have anything to do with Minecraft right now.
Yeah, Notch is completely distant from Minecraft. It doesn't even matter. Like, yeah, he made the game. The game is wonderful. And my point is, hey, if you can separate that, then you can understand that, like, people can enjoy certain things and watch certain kinds of content. Just for the record, that's just a side note for everybody who didn't know that Notch is horrible. Yeah, he said things about IQ. He's made eugenicist arguments. You know what eugenics is, do you? Do you know what that is?
No. But I saw a lot of what you said, and that's why obviously right after that happened. That's why when you said afterwards, like, oh, he privated the video, and I was like, yeah, I did. I wasn't saying those were bad points, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is
what I'm privated the video. I would not have privated the video if I was like, oh.
Look, like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna pull up someone's tweet right now. I do not want you to go there. I do not want you to like respond to it. But I'm gonna pull up someone's tweet right now. Actually, I'm not even gonna pull it up. It's probably better if I just fucking read it. But people keep calling us on hot on the timeline, so there's a little something. Constantly uses ableist, derogatory vocab to describe things, i.e., delusional, psychopath. That AAV does not matter on the Casey-tron situation. Has defended Carl. Defended the use of blackface. Like, I just want to let you guys know, for all of you who are watching, when you throw stuff like this out there on a board, it might stick for most people because most people do not have a robust library of content defending the very communities that you are claiming that I attack on a regular basis. So this is what I mean. And the expectation that like someone has to literally be a fucking political commentator on the progressive side who is a leftist for many years for you to, look at something like that and go, okay, this is a little ridiculous, is also ridiculous. Most people hide their political points of view. So this is what I mean whenever people write these like cancellation posts. Good luck. But it's also very fucking stupid. Also, stupid is technically ableist. I know. Which I guess is still derogatory.
I think it's funny that you, I saw earlier, you followed, well, I guess you followed Red. And I think you would really like Red. Just earlier, you saw one of their tweets and you followed them.
Oh, Velvet? Velvet is cake?
Yeah, Velvet, you would really like them.
Yeah, no, I do. I saw one of their tweets about...
Yeah, we've been friends for a while. You would really, they're like...
Yeah.
You remind me a lot of them, I think. But
yeah. So, listen, that's just... No, there are wonderful... Look, listen. Your community is overall, with obvious extreme examples, your community is overall fucking awesome. Okay? And I say this as someone who like never thought that they would see like a massive space that is like LGBT friendly that defends marginalized communities regularly, okay? But then there is of course still people that like go fucking way over the top and attack people and like lose their shit, and that's also somewhat understandable because they're very young. And I hope that they will eventually grow into their worldview, maybe become more grounded in their ideology and the way that they see the world, and don't lash out as aggressively at people or use certain things as a defense mechanism, which I really, really get upset about. I'm not going to explain dialectical materialism to Dream and his community. But anyway, so it's great. You can't be too big of a fucking douchebag if you have a community like this, obviously. So I understand that. So I'm not in the... I wasn't like trying to be like, oh, dude, like Dream is a bad person and he's doing bad things. I mean, there is certainly things that you can be criticized for, just like there's a lot of things that I get criticism for that is understandable and reasonable. I have a short fuse as well. Okay?
Everyone has things they can be criticized for. They're larger, smaller, big, but...
Yeah. So...
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I could come on here and just, I guess, say we're cool, right? No problems. I have no problem with you. The tweet I made was stupid. I shouldn't have made it, but I do that a lot, and I feel like I have learned. I have not done a lot less recently, but
okay, for me it doesn't matter. Like tweeting at someone like myself, it doesn't matter. I'm used to like shit popping off in way worse ways than like your community, who otherwise is going to be favorable to my worldview and my position, who even if they come in here to be like, oh, fuck you, I can't believe that, are going to turn around and still say like, you know, okay, never mind, I understand where this guy's coming from. But for other people, on the other hand, it might not be the case. Specifically when they are portrayed as though like they are homophobic or whatever. And I'm sure that you yourself personally understand that, right? Given that you had conservative points of view, as you admitted before in your
when I was younger,
upbringing. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that you took down the Notch video. I mean, I didn't even expect that at all. I was just shocked to find out that you guys all played with him, because he's fucking garbage. Like, he's not great. So when you were younger, as a somewhat conservative person who's homeschooled in Florida, what did you think about the Young Turks? You could be honest.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay. All right. Well,
am I supposed to know something about it?
No.
I can picture in my head. I can picture in my head the like set. Like that's what I can picture. That's all.
No. It's just like a lot of young conservatives on the internet fucking hated the Young Turks. It's like a boomer brand now. It's where I used to work back in the day. But there was definitely a lot of people who like fucking absolutely hated hated TYT.
I can picture the set, but I don't, other than that, I can't know anything about them. I didn't even know, when you mentioned, I didn't even know their political side, like, so.
No, they are a political online news show. Yeah, but I'm even further to the left than they are, so I'm way worse than where they're at, if we're being real. Okay, anyway, I don't want to keep you any further. If you don't want to, be on here, that's fine.
I won't take up any more of your time, but thanks for talking to me.
Okay.
Just wanted to come on and clear the air, I guess.
All right. Have a good one.
Everyone knows, it's the internet's the internet. Like internet beef is pointless 99.9% of the time. So
yeah, ultimately, listen, with a community like the one that you have, like even if someone literally, I'm not saying you are, but even if someone was secretly like a conservative, it doesn't matter. They're not gonna fucking say anything because you have a lot of fans that will fucking jump on their throat in somewhat a good way, to be honest. Like, I don't even think that is necessarily a bad thing. And ultimately, because of that reason, like, I don't really care about being like, oh my God, you were a conservative or anything like that, because I care more about the impact that a content creator has, and you are very responsible with your content otherwise. And even then, I think people still jump on your throat when they feel like you are coming out of pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been criticized a lot of times for things I didn't deserve criticism for, but I've also been criticized a lot of times for tons of things that I deserved criticism for, even recently. So
the people that want me to ask him about like fucking Minecraft cheating shit, like I don't know anything about Minecraft, so I'm not the right person to have a conversation about that at all. I literally have played one time Minecraft, so I don't know how any of that works. Wait, there was another thing so you said there was you said that I had said some stuff that was out of context, or that you were alt-right. First of all, I never said that. I just want to let you know I don't think you're alt-right.
Well,
I don't know where you got that from.
Maybe it's just me. I felt like you were insinuating it. That's why I said insinuate, because you were saying like stuff about alt-right, like while you're talking about me and while you're talking about like
no, I was talking about Notch
of mine or something.
No,
well, when you were talking about me too. When you were talking about me too, it was after that. It was when you were reading through like old tweets and shit. That's when you said it, and I was like,
no, okay. I don't. For the record, I don't think you're all right. I don't even think you're like, even if you were a Trump supporter at some point, like I don't even think you are anymore. But no, I don't think you are alt-right at all. For the record, I just want to clarify that again. It's very specific. Maybe the alt-right pipeline. Maybe that's what you misunderstood.
Oh yeah, you were saying on the alt-right pipeline or something like that.
Yes,
you said something.
I think that a lot of people become more reactionary as a consequence of like the kind of content that they consume. I talked about even like Ethan Klein, who I love and appreciate. Charlie, Moist Critical, again, awesome. Asmongold. These are not creators that are alt-right at all, even remotely, but they originally had like relatively reactionary points of view that were either like center or center-right. In certain instances that have changed their point of view throughout time. And I really love and respect and appreciate that. I think they're fucking awesome for that reason. And I think that like people, fucking criticizing them for their old takes is really stupid. So, I was using that as an example and saying that even using that as an example to even say like, listen, the alt-right pipeline is like, you start watching these sorts of people and then you start watching Jordan Peterson. You know who Jordan Peterson is?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, dude, you can admit to knowing Jordan Peterson, Dream. Like
I might if I see him.
You're 21 years old, and you already said like at some point you supported not supported, but like you like Donald Trump at some point.
Yes, I know who Jordan Peterson is.
So you can admit that you fucking read Jordan Peterson.
I know. I don't recognize the name. I just Googled him. I recognize his face. I've seen.
Okay,
TikToks.
Okay. It's just like, come on, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's fine.
Acting like I'm lying about this. I'm not lying.
Okay, but like that doesn't mean anything. Like you even at some point, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm not saying you're doing this. I'm being very careful. But like, even if you at some point like Jordan Peterson, who gives a fuck? Okay, it doesn't matter. You will fucking
I would
grow
agree.
and you learn from that experience, and then you are no longer a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, regardless.
I didn't recognize the name.
The people who are saying maybe he doesn't consume politics. I mean, you said yourself that you liked politics, so that's why.
Yeah, I liked talking about politics. I mean, I wasn't I wasn't a hugely political person, but I love talking about politics.
Yeah.
And it's more like political, like I know ideas, I guess, rather than just like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but
Anyway, yeah, no, I understand. What I was trying to say is, even all that shit, it doesn't matter. Like, it's ultimately meaningless. What matters is who you are now, what you represent now, or what you think now. I think you understand that. But yeah, his fans will nitpick and tear him to shreds about the smallest things. A Dream fan, everybody needs to fucking chill out. And Dream fans, you need to chill out as well. Like, getting upset if he fucking listened to Jordan Peterson or some shit at some point, or even knows who he is not reason alone to fucking destroy someone.
For the record, I didn't say that.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that. But I'm saying, even if you had, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, chill out. There are a lot of people here right now in this community that used to have way, 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 way more conservative points of view, like beyond even supporting Donald Trump. And like even alt-right, like people change their minds, people learn, and you should be more open-minded and empathetic to even those who are demonstrating. I definitely
was never alt-right.
No, I'm not saying you are, dude. Oh my
no,
God.
I know. Okay. I'm just saying, obviously, you mentioned before, like with like people that are younger and stuff. Like it's making people. Some people have comprehension issues. Some people have a harder time understanding things. I try and be. I'm. You're probably not used to it as much as I am. So I kind of recognize when I say things, I try and say them in the way that can be consumed by the most people and understood. That way, it's like, okay, there's no misinterpretations. Right?
Yeah,
I've gotten used to that. So it's just different style of talking.
Yeah. Anyway, there was another thing I wanted to ask you, but but you understand why I brought up this stuff that came up on the timeline, right? Like, people were just sending me shit, and because I was looking at LSF and I got unlocked into looking at all this stuff. Anyway, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you don't have to also be like super defensive. Don't worry, like I'm not trying to like fuck you over and like expose or some shit like that. And it's got to be like fucking annoying to constantly feel as though, people might be doing that.
I mean, I'm used to it at this point that I feel like everything I say is used against me no matter what, whether by people who don't like me or people who do like me. But so it's one of those things that I'm relaxed right now. I'm not nervous in any way, and I'm not trying to be defensive. I'm just, I don't know. When things are said that I go, okay, well, that I recognize the potential for that to be taken out of context, and I go, okay, well, let me just clarify context. I'm just so used to doing that. So.
Okay. Listen, if you want to leave, that's fine. By the way, it's totally all right.
I'm fine with staying if you
I just want to say that there is nothing more liberating than being able to say, and I know, I mean, listen, I was like, I have a lot of opinions about like fucking cancel culture and shit like that, that when I was younger, I definitely guarded and didn't want to talk about, because I thought like it'll be misconstrued and it will be weaponized against me by people who are otherwise my allies, people who are on my side of the political equation. And I was always worried about it. Like, and people are literally doing that as we're having a conversation about like AAVE, for example. Like my thoughts on like those long ass fucking threads about like how people shouldn't be using AAVE and words like sus. Like back in the day, I would never be like, fuck that, that's ridiculous, that's how language works. And of course there are going to be people that use the word sus and whatnot. A lot of these things are created in the queer black community, and yet, like, because people rip on it, or people are culture vultures, they fucking through this amalgamation, they start using those words as well, and it's normal. I would never be able to say that. I would be worried because of the motherfuckers that are currently writing Twitter threads about me for my AAVE take. You know what AAVE is, right? You know what that is. You're super...
I know what it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I would never be able to say that, but now I can, and it's very fucking liberating.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't like talking about things I'm not educated on. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Generally.
No, I understand. I actually appreciate
if you're educated on that, and that's your take, then that's your take.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, all right. I don't want to keep you any further. I feel like
okay.
I feel like you're trying to get the fuck out, and I'm just pushing you.
I don't care. I guess now we're just talking about things that weren't even from before, but yeah, no, I mean, I don't mind. But either way, yeah, I will head out. It was nice talking to you. I'm glad we could clear the air that way. Fans who have nothing to do with the situation wouldn't be at each other's throats. So
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, listen, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, which is AAVE, by the way. I think people weren't that critical of what I had to say. So if you feel bad about like you tweeting and then deleting it and then having people come over here, like they were wonderful so far. Maybe a couple like random people that were like, oh fuck you. So don't worry about that from my point of view. But I definitely, maybe for a lot of other people, that might be like problematic, and they might not know how to handle it or deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think generally, like, I guess it depends. Like, obviously, it depends on the situation. Like, obviously, with your live to 40,000 people, I feel like okay, it's more fair to talk about something publicly than if it's just some rando, or especially if it's about me, right? If it's different. It's like, oh, just some random. As an example, I think it's a little bit different. Like as an example, with you bringing up my tweets and talking about my stuff to your chat. Like, I think that's obviously when you had nothing to do with certain parts of whatever things that I've said or whatever. You don't know the context with my apologies or things that I've said in the past. I just completely lost my train of thought. But regardless, I think that this situation is very different than most, I guess. If that makes any sense. If I was followed at all.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I have no idea what you were trying to say there.
I was trying to say that obviously two larger streamers having a disagreement publicly is a little different than a large streamer and a small streamer, or a small streamer and a large streamer. There you go.
Yeah.
That's much better worded. But yes, I agree.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I won't keep you any further.
All right. Peace. Nice talking to you.
All right. Bye. All right. That was oh fuck, I forgot to ask him to do a face reveal, dude. Sorry, boys. Sorry, Dream fans. Damn, this dude is so mad. He said, this is a new low even for you. You're like Twitch Jesus. They all go to you to be absolved of their shitty right-wing sins. Dude, if you think someone needs to be absolved of their fucking shitty right-wing sins, you're like a fucking loser, okay? Like, I don't expect people to fucking... Like, all I want is for people to just be fucking chill and not be bigots. You told him he can leave like 4 to 5 times trying to get rid of him because you don't want to pressure him? No, I told him that he could leave like 4 to 5 times because I didn't want to fucking be an asshole. Like, he seemed a little uncomfortable. I didn't want someone to think that like I was just like fucking holding him hostage. You know what I mean? That's not cool. God damn, dude. What a fucking long ass LSF stun lock that was. I think it's so funny that Donkey inadvertently started this thing. Yeah. Hey, that was fucking, that was Donkey's Drama Mondays. Hasan really went for the would you rather fight Ricecum or 100,000 dream stands. I don't think a lot of people understand how soft this shit is compared to you speaking against Israel being an apartheid state. Yeah, hey, welcome Minecraft stands. Israel is a violent ethno-state project that routinely is murdering Palestinian kids, 66 of them to be exact, in the last iteration of the conflict. And the entirety of Western mainstream media routinely avoids talking about this by saying, by using passive language such as conflict or clash, making it seem as though Palestinians perished, whereas the Israeli 12 people in Israel, which were innocent still, and it is completely fucked up that they died, were murdered. Free Palestine. Stunlock so long that the posts of the stunlock are literally the next post. Society of Minecraft Twitter watched Hasan after this.